Andy Katz here for NCAA.com and March Madness with a bracket breakdown right here. You can find it at NCAA.com and March Madness. We are about 3 weeks out from Selection Sunday. So let's break down the bracket. This time I'm going to go region by region, top 4 seeds. Let's start in the South. Number 1 overall seed, Baylor. 2 seed, Duke. 3 seed, Creighton. 4 seed, Arizona. Can you imagine in Houston an Elite 8 matchup between Baylor and Duke? That would definitely be a very tough ticket to get down in Houston. How about Creighton now as a number 3 seed? They've got a great chance to actually win the Big East. They've had a great back half of the Big East season. Let's go down the bracket because the South would play the East. And in this scenario, San Diego State would be the 4th number 1 going East. They would be the 1 seed. Then Maryland, a 2 seed. They've shot all the way up to the 2 line now that they've got a 2-game lead in the Big Ten heading into the weekend. 3 seed Florida State, 4 seed Villanova. Let's go to the other side of the bracket. And the Midwest is loaded. Can you imagine if these 4 teams made it to Indianapolis? Kansas the 1, Dayton the 2, Kentucky the 3, Louisville the 4. Be the toughest ticket I think we've ever had in a Sweet 16 Elite 8 potential. Kansas-Dayton could be a rematch from the Maui Invitational final that went to overtime. I mean, don't even get me started if you got Kansas-Kentucky or Kansas-Louisville. Be something. Now let's finish up in the West. Number 1 seed Gonzaga. 2 seed Seton Hall. They've rebounded after a little mini slump a week ago. 3 seed Oregon. And the 4 seed, the Penn State Nittany Lions. You can make an argument they might have should have been in that top 16 a couple of weeks ago, but now they've earned it. They deserve it. They would round out our top 16 as the 4 seed out west. Couple of other interesting nuggets here from this bracket. Number 1, 11 Big Ten teams, with Purdue being the 11th. Minnesota, that 12th team, they're out at this juncture. They're sub 500 heading into the weekend. BYU, which is very tough to put in the bracket because of the bracketing principles and because BYU cannot play on Sundays. They cannot be in a Friday-Sunday first weekend that feeds into a Friday-Sunday second weekend. Right now we've got them as a 7 seed out west. Arizona State, 2 years in a row, they were in the first 4 in Dayton. After knocking off Oregon, I don't see it. I think they're comfortably in. I've got them as an 8th seed. They can cancel any tickets they had going to Dayton. I think they're going to be fine and in. And hey, this was kind of hard to avoid, but how about this? In an 8-9 matchup in the West, a rematch of the national championship game, Virginia taking on Texas Tech. Don't know if this will happen. Certainly interesting if it did. All right, the last 4 teams that were in: Richmond out of the A-10, Xavier out of the Big East, Oklahoma out of the Big 12, and Cincinnati out of the American. The first 4 out: NC State, now moving up after that win at home over Duke. Utah State, even though they've taken on some water in the Mountain West Conference and didn't beat San Diego State, they've got a good overall net and had a pretty good non-conference. Providence, they are climbing up, disastrous non-conference, but they have opportunities in the Big East and they are winning them, and they just won on the road over Georgetown. So Providence in the mix. And then the 4th team of the first 4 out, Memphis. So those teams are in the discussion, have some work to do, but they at least are getting closer to potentially being in the bracket. We will have another bracket 2 weeks out, another bracket a week out, and then of course on Selection Sunday.